How y'all feeling? What's good?
What's going on, everyone? I'm Callie, and I just wanted to say I missed you guys last week. I had a loss in my family, so I just want to take a moment of silence for him, please. Thank you, guys.
God bless.
God bless.
All right, so tonight we got a big show tonight. It's different from what we normally do. You know, it's like a very interesting reality series that's out right now. You know, it's called Boxer Wives, and we want to welcome them to the show. We want to welcome to the Beat 139. Boxer Wives, how y'all doing? Boxer Wives.
So before we start, can we get your names starting from?
Yeah, I was going to do that. So we want to. This is how we want to do it. We want y'all to introduce yourselves, who your significant other is, and where do you reside. So we're gonna come around. We're gonna start with Mita right here.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Mita. I am the ex-wife of Zab Super Judah, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
How are you guys? I'm Jalissa. I'm the ex-girlfriend of Joel Castillo, and I'm from the Bronx.
Okay.
I am Shaniqua Barrett, married to Monte Two Guns Barrett, and I am from Brooklyn, New York. Currently reside in New Jersey.
Hi, I'm Cindy O'Farrow, married to Kwani O'Farrow of Starrett City Boxing, and I am from Long Island.
All right. Well, we want to welcome y'all to the show. So tell us how the show came about. Who inspired y'all to do the show?
I mean, I don't think it was about inspiration. It was just reality. It was life. Mm-hmm. That's what we was living. So it was easy to tell.
All right. So you say it was easy for y'all to put it together, like, so it had to be a thought, like.
Not necessarily easy to put it together. It's when it's your reality. It's your reality. It's not. It's not something that you got to be inspired by. Mm-hmm. You just wake up every day and you're a boxer.
Who came up with the idea, though?
Me and a partner of mine, we came up with the idea about 10 years ago.
Okay. So
we've been trying for about 10 years to get this show done.
Yeah, that's a little minute.
Our work pays off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how was the cast chosen?
Well, about 8-9 years ago, Shaniqua has been down with me and all the different production deals and the ins and outs that we've gone through by way of Monty, because they've been together for about 10 years. Monty and Zab are like brothers.
Right.
And so I've known Monty for a long time. And then through relationships that Monty's had or Zab's had, a lot of the cast members came in that way.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the group of y'all right here, so y'all grew up like as a unit because of the boxing and stuff like that, y'all?
No, not no.
So
boxing is a one-man sport.
Right.
So it's not like football or basketball where we have clubs and all the girls get together and the kids on the weekend and have tea. Like, we don't do that.
So y'all met like going at different events and stuff like that is what I'm saying?
No. If our husbands don't know each other and put us together, it usually don't happen.
Oh.
So that was great, but I want to give you some credit because you said you've been doing this for 10 years. What kept you going to stick with it? Because a lot of people after a while have been like, man, forget
that's
this.
a long time.
I think the motivation to keep going was seeing all these shows coming out on TV and wondering why we haven't gotten to where we need to get. And no shade, but I just thought we had a more sincere and a different type of story than a lot of the stuff that's on TV. And so every time I saw something else come out that I was like, okay, we definitely need to keep pushing and persevering to get this on.
That's great, yeah.
But I want to say something, right? Because I want to touch on what you're saying, Mita. That's true because, first of all, this is like groundbreaking to me, boxer-wise. You know what I'm saying? I think this should have been out a long time ago if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know, they got basketball wives, they got all kind of wives.
Yeah, exactly.
Boxer wives, why had to wait 10 years to get boxer wives?
Well, the hardest part of putting boxer wives together is production costs. Mm-hmm. So, when we started, we had Mayweather's baby mother and Sugar Shane's ex-wife and Hassan Rahman's wife and Corey Spinks's wife and Evander Holyfield's baby mother, and everybody lives in a different state. Mm-hmm. So all these other shows, they live in the same state. So it's easy to say,
Oh, got you.
come, let's come together and film.
Yeah.
In order for us to have gotten together,
Yeah.
we would have all had to been placed in the same location for a long amount of
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
It took us 8-9 months to film this. Imagine the production cost of putting somebody up, flying them in and out,
That's real.
their families, everything. And so about a year ago, I just basically said, you know what? Let's just find some wives in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Let's do what we can with the wives that we have in New York City. Let's find as much as we can, and let's put something on that everybody could see, so they could give us that budget, so we could make it bigger.
Right.
So as far as the producer of the show, did you have like a previous relationship with him? Like, how did you find the producer?
Producer? What do you mean?
The person who's putting everything together for you guys. Like,
That was me.
That was you as well? Oh, so that was cool. Okay.
The director, the guy who shot the show, I had known him for a long time. He's done a lot of projects that he had been working on, and you know, here and there. And I ran into him through another friend that I knew that I used to work with, and I was at the point where I was just gonna take the money out my pocket and shoot it myself.
Right.
And he was like, I got cameras, I got a crew, like, let's do this together. We could get it done ASAP.
Okay.
And so that's how it came about. I was just tired of waiting on all the networks and the production companies to get to us.
Right, so you put it pretty much together yourself and then just had him do the direction
Exactly.
of everything.
Exactly.
How the feedback you've been getting?
The feedback has been great. I think everybody's qualm is that they just want more. You know, what do you guys?
Same thing.
They want
I want
more.
more. They're excited.
Everyone.
Is it only 4 minutes? Is it only 4 minutes? Is there more episodes? Where can I find the next one? It's like, you just have to wait. It's coming.
Is there like more like boxer wives that's contacting you that wants to be involved?
Yeah, definitely. I've been getting, you know, the funny thing about this whole project is that every boxer wife around the world is trying to do this show, right?
Right.
You know, it's weird because I've had a lot of those wives signed before, and then they just all branched out and they're all getting a boxer wives done now. And so it was important that we got our show out and got it out first.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, I'm covered by the blood, so you know.
Right. Right. And it's also during this project, Mita, while she was doing it, a lot of people wanted to be involved, other boxers' wives, but then also it's like, oh, we don't want our business out there. And now they're like, oh, we want to be a part of it.
Right.
That's something.
After looking at
Now
it.
that they
So
see
for-
everything's going off.
For the people who didn't see the show, can, like, starting from you, can you get into your character and the reality of, you know, to get people interested to tune in, to support this?
Well, as I've been labeled,
You could grab the mic. Yeah.
as I've been labeled so poetically by Mita, is I'm Mommy Cindy.
That's right.
I'm not about nonsense. I'm straight up. I'm a businesswoman. My husband's a businessman. We, with the boxing gym, when these guys are training and these guys are coming in, when they were younger, coming up and everything, that's what we're seeing, all of that. That's what we're dealing with. And then at the same time, Shaniqua being like my sister, and my brother Monte, I also wound up being a therapist. So that's how I wound up being Mommy Cindy.
So can you get more into your stepfather, how the role he played into your husband's life?
Father-in-law.
Your father-in-law? Okay.
My husband's grandfather,
Oh, your husband's
Jimmy O.
grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jimmy O'Farrow, he is a legendary trainer. Both Zab and Monte have spent time at Starrett City Boxing, coming up when they were very young, and numerous other fighters also. The gym was started back in 1978, so it's been around for so long. And my husband, being raised by his grandfather, since his father passed away so young, he spent all of his days, grew up in the gym. That's all he knows is boxing. And that's all my family knows is boxing. So I spend my time with wives and girlfriends and boxers. And I'm probably one of the few women that's not married to an actual boxer that can tell a boxer, oh, shut up. And it's okay. Don't say nothing, Monte.
on the show, you will actually see my relationship actually play out. Our relationship, as everyone see, that it has been on the rocks for a very long time. So we have the help of Cindy, Mita, and Zab, you know, trying to help us get our relationship back on track, because everyone see the love that we have in one another. But sometimes my husband and I, we don't see it. Like I said on the show, we bump heads a lot. So it's actually good. We're actually in a better place than where we were a year ago. So you have to see how that continues to play out.
All right, Jessica. Hold up, Jessica.
Jalissa.
Jalissa, I'm sorry.
How are you? I originally came into the show as a girlfriend. He and I started off together. However, things changed.
Who?
Joel Castillo.
Okay.
Eventually, you'll see in the show, I'm the single one. I'm honestly just living. I'm the friend. Mita and me, I think, eventually kind of like more go out. We're like the single ones. Everyone is married, and you know thank God I have you know them they've been married to boxers, so I have them guiding me, teaching me, telling me, growing. You know, I think I'm more of like the baby little sister. I'm coming in.
What you mean guided the boxers? Like
Guiding in the sense of, okay, so like they said, a boxer's wife is very much different, right? When you're with a boxer, I'm not going to meet up with another boxer's wife and having a little book club and we're going to talk about our husbands fighting each other, you know? It's more of like, okay, girl, you're with a boxer. This is what happens when they're fighting. This is what you're going to do when they're training. And we're going through the same thing that you're going through. It's okay, you know? It's a privilege. It's not like every other wife. It's not like being with any other man. These men are... They're devious, you know. They get in their modes, and sometimes you don't know where to go, how to deal with them. You can't speak. I can't speak to a basketball wife about a boxer husband, not even a boyfriend, you know. And so with them around, and us being around each other and having our kids around each other, you know, they've taught me a lot. I've learned a lot.
All right, so Mita, what was it like being a boxer's wife? Because I'm getting like different little feelings over here about being a boxer's wife, like it's like a good and then like a little
Serious.
I mean, what is
It's
it?
a double-headed sword.
All right, so what is it? Talk to us.
Say it,
No.
Vita. Say the clip.
It's
It's like no other.
it's like being a boxer
You know?
wife is like no other,
Okay,
right?
all right.
So you ever go to the circus?
Yeah.
No,
It's been a long time, but
I'm going
yeah.
someplace with this.
Okay.
You ever go to the circus?
Yeah, okay.
And then like you see all the lions in the middle of the circus,
Mm-hmm.
and then you see the person that comes out with the tailcoat and the whip.
Yeah, the tamer, lion tamer.
That's who we are, the lion
Wow.
tamer.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Because if not, nobody else will.
Right.
That's why I want to ask.
Not too many
This is
people, Not
interesting.
too many people could tame those lions.
Right.
It takes a special person to tame that person.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna ask y'all
Those animals.
since y'all being ladies, right, and this boxing, to see y'all husband getting hit. How that feel to you? Cause see, to me, we men, so I don't look at it no way. But I see like sometimes women cringe when they see somebody get punched in the face. So imagine, you know,
I mean,
someone
I
you're dealing
can't
with.
answer for nobody else. Everybody's different on how
Yeah,
your
it is.
body's set up.
Yeah.
I don't really have emotions, so because no, I mean, at the end of the day, he's always gonna look to me to see how he's doing. At least I know you got to know your husband. You understand what I'm saying, or your boyfriend, or whoever he is to you. You got to know him, and I know that Zab always looks out of the ring and looks at me, right, to see if he's doing good or my approval or whatever, or he did. And so I'm already an emotionless person. You know what I'm saying? So I'm basically, when he look at me, I'm be like, motherfucker, what? Excuse my language.
No.
Stop fucking looking at me. Fucking get back in the ring. Do what the
Right,
fuck you supposed to do. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So I'm not that wife or that girl that's sitting there crying, turning my head. Like, I'm not that person.
I think being with a boxer, you learn to be emotionless. Only because, like she said, during these times, they looking at you. Nobody else is taming them. You understand? Nobody else can tell them what to do, how to do it, or if they're doing wrong, because they don't want to hear that.
Right.
So at that point, you learn. You learn to show no emotion, and you know what? You got to be the rock even if you don't want to. And that's how that's the reason I think why it's so much harder to be around each other and to have a boxer's wife show. Because not a lot of people can be so mature and just agree to disagree. You know what? Our husbands are fighting right now. It is what it is. You know, a lot of women, I mean, it's tough. A lot of people can't deal with their man getting knocked out. You know, like
Also, you got to understand that to most boxer wives, girlfriends, they're alpha females. Because you can only be an alpha female to deal with such an alpha male. You understand? The sweet, quiet ones is never going to make it with those guys. And so
Right.
to have a whole bunch of alpha females in a crew together or around each other and shooting and every day, that's also a task. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, we all understand that we've been through the same thing, so we all have that underlying sympathy for each other. But at the same time, we still gonna butt heads because we alphas.
So
That's being real. That's being real.
I want to ask you, Jalissa, a quick question.
yeah, love.
Was your boyfriend boxing when you was with him, or he retired already?
He had just started. Joel is now. Well, when we were together, he was starting to get back into boxing. However, me and Joel had just made it serious. We had dated prior, so I've been there when he's been fighting, when he's
Okay.
been training. Yeah.
And I have a question, Shaniqua. I see that you and Monty is renewing your vows,
Right.
right? So my question is, what is one of the toughest things that you've been through being with a boxer?
Other women.
Right.
Amen.
Other women.
Other women. Right.
That's the only thing, right?
That has been the toughest thing. And you know what? I do want to clarify something because I know y'all hear me on the show and the famous line, you know, if my husband wants to stray, he knows where I am. He always comes back. He is not out there with a bunch of women and I'm just sitting back like, okay, when you're done with them, you know, I'm here. That is not the case, you know. My husband will let you know he's very emotional and his mind goes, and so when I say that, it's more like when he comes off his emotional roller coaster in his mind, I'm right here. He's not straying, he's not out there with other women, but there has been a woman that has tried to come into the mix, and it was a part where a lot of people don't know that we actually had separated last year for a while, and he did go out there, and he realized that it's not always, the grass is not green on the other side. My husband feels like we're not supposed to argue. So when he got into another relationship and say, oh yeah, we argued, you know, it's not as bad. You know, as my brother Kwani would say, you know, because he tells, I might as well have stayed back home with Shaniqua. And Kwani said, you know, she's not a consolation prize. And I'm not. But I am not sitting at home waiting because he know that this pretty thing right here. She ain't sitting around waiting, but you know, we working it out, and it comes
That's a
with
beautiful
it comes
thing,
with
exactly.
the marriage. You know, you take those vows for better or for worse, and we had our better and we had our worse, and we still working it out. Marriage is a work every day, and I say that it's a
Work in
work.
progress,
It
absolutely.
never stops. It's my 6 to midnight, or after that, you know, after my 9 to 5, 6 o'clock.
Plus you
I'm
got
back.
you got the good Monty.
Yeah, and I got the I got the good Monty. So
You know, I knew Monty. Hey, Monty. Monty's here. So I knew Monty prior to Shaniqua. So, you know, as terrible as you might think he might be, you got the good Monty. Okay?
Terrible.
oh, he reminds me on a daily basis. And you know what? And it's funny that she said it because his thing is, oh, if you would have known what I was like before. Wait, I don't got to deal with this. You know, it's like,
Right.
okay, so I should be, thank you for not cheating. Thank you for not stepping out. Thank you for coming home at night. No, nigga, this is what you're supposed to do. So what are you talking about?
Right.
But why women put so much focus on men cheating? Why they just can't just enjoy the relationship? I think when women,
Well,
You know you're talking about boxes, right? You want to do it.
Time out. I'm not big on cheating. So let me just say this. There's a lot of women who is. That's not my thing.
Right.
I'm not leaving my husband or my man because he cheated.
Okay.
So, I mean, everybody else
right.
might disagree
You better
with me.
have hands.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I say that in my book because
Come on.
I'm a realist, and when you get with a certain type of dude, you got to know what you're getting with and what comes
Absolutely.
with it. And that's with family, that's with friends. When I have a girlfriend, when I have a man, you got to know who you're being around, and when you choose to be with them, you got to accept what they come with. If you're
Comes
gonna
with
sit
the territory,
around, if you're gonna
definitely.
sit around and complain about what they come with, then you shouldn't be around or be with that person.
Absolutely.
So pretty much what you're saying, Meet, is that when you meet a dude, right, no matter what type of dude he is, and you know when you met him how he was getting down, and you think once you get with him, he gonna stop doing what he been doing, you know what type of dude he is. Why would you think something gonna happen later?
Why?
Right.
And again, I say this in
I mean,
my
that's
book. I say
kinda true.
men don't change until the clock stops on they damage. When they've done enough damage in their life, that's when they slow down. They never gonna stop because of you.
Right. Too many women think that they're gonna
That's
change
true.
a man.
They have to be wanting to.
about it, talk about it.
That's true.
Too many women think they're gonna change a man. You're not gonna change a man.
Right.
If he wants to change, that's when he's gonna change.
Absolutely.
Right.
I
But you're
totally
not gonna
agree.
change him. And don't think you are. Just like, you know the saying, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You ain't
Right.
gonna change her.
We got that
Right,
right.
right.
She's
she
gonna
done
be who she wants
hoeing.
to be
She's
when
gonna
she
be.
finished.
Right.
She finished.
So pretty much you're saying like say Kanye West and Kim Kardashian.
She was done
And
hoeing.
you see the thing they got going on, right? How Kim likes to show her body and show her sexiness. And Kanye, he got closer to God and he wants her to start covering up a little bit. And she's like, hold up,
Right.
hold up, baby. I mean, it was fine until you,
Right.
I mean, what happened? You met me like that. Now you're trying to change me, something like that, right?
Basically, I
She
mean,
not,
it
she
works
not
on
feeling
both
that.
ends.
She's not ready.
That could cause them to have separation or a
Exactly.
problem. You know?
Exactly.
But in every relationship, you have to have
Compromise.
some kind of compromise.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make it last, people are going to change. They're going to evolve as they get older.
Right.
But you can't think you're just going to change somebody's total personality and
Right.
the way
Yeah.
they move.
I Right. think-
But you're going to have to compromise with each other
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, work it
Trust
out.
me, I don't like saying, yes, dear, you're right, okay, whatever you say, because that is not my personality.
But you pick
But I
your
do.
battles. You pick your battles.
Right.
You know. So, but every woman ain't the same.
You're right.
You understand? I'm just, for me, I just feel like if you're a person who's big on cheating, then there's a certain amount of men that's not for you.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be an athlete. It's an entertainer. It's a person, a doctor, a lawyer. They all cheat. So, you know.
And
what I'm
women
saying?
cheat too, though.
I mean, women cheat too.
You know, so at the it's a flip side to that. Women cheat too, and a dude know that like I don't call women hoes, but the concept of you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. If you know a chick, she's a bad chick, and she move around a little bit. You think when you get her, you gonna stop her from moving around?
You got to know your
Come on.
significant
You
other's
know how
appetite.
she get down, so you gotta accept that.
You got to know your significant other's appetite.
Yeah.
It's the reason why there's so many divorces and separations and people breaking up right now is because nobody knows each other. Nobody takes the time to really get to know the character, the trait, and the personality of the person that they dating. It's like, oh, he got a chain on, and then that's who he is. He got a car, and that's really who he is. But you don't really know what his middle name is, whether he... what he did, whether he beat women. You don't know anything. You just see what you see, and you take that on. Your baby father now, all of this. You don't know what his grandfather was like, what his father's like. Does he have a generational curse? You don't know what is going on. So nobody knows each other these days. So you can't even assess what you're getting into.
So let me ask you a question. So I watched one of the episodes, and
Just one?
no, well, this the one that I want to ask about. I watched
All right.
quite a few of them, put it like that. But I want to ask Mita, right? So, because I think Zab has a girlfriend or something like that, right?
Yes, he
and you
does.
said to her, listen, you his girl and all that, but I'm his ex-wife, but I'm going to always make sure he good. I'm going to always da-da-da-da-da. Can you
Elaborate?
elaborate on that? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely. Again, every relationship is different. There are some ex-wives who are just ex-wives, right? I happen to be one of the ones that have not gone anywhere. So women come and women go. And I mean no shade when I say this, but they come and they go. And I'm the one that's still here.
Right.
Right? Because we have a friendship. I don't want Zab. So it's okay. I could be cool and I could be around his girl. Where issues lies when there's still some kind of feelings still left over. I don't have any feelings for him. I just genuinely care about him for the sake of my daughter. You understand?
Yes.
So I don't really, what a woman or one of his girlfriends or anybody, what they have to say, I'm always going to be cordial. I'm going to be respectful. But you really can't question how long I've been around because I've been around.
Wow, that's deep. That's deep. She had a look on her face like,
Like, did she just ask me that?
I said, oh, man, okay.
So, Mina,
Go ahead.
you know, there's so many reality shows out there right now, right? What do you think Boxer Wives is bringing different to reality TV?
I just think it's a different type of woman. A lot of those shows are, even though it's reality TV, it's not real, in my opinion. Well, you know what? Let me change that. It's their reality, right? And they live a life and they show that, you know, they may shop and go out to dinner and they may do this, and some of them do and some of them don't. And I just feel like I'm just trying to tell a story from a really real standpoint of what we live and what we go through. There's nothing sugar-coated about what we showed on that screen.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
nice.
that's
there.
what I'm
So,
talking about.
let's take a little step further. So the show started on
December 5th.
December 5th on Bossip.com.
Happy
right?
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Good birthday present.
Yeah, Bossip.com.
Did you like what you saw? Did you like what you
As
saw?
far as the show is
far as
concerned?
being on this stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. And it's what, 8?
It's a lot of
was-
it's a lot of pieces that we shot, a lot more pieces. I would have liked to see a lot more of the sisterhood. We shot a lot more scenes where we were together, where we were hanging out, where we were joking, laughing, and different things. And it really didn't make the editor didn't make the cut. And I probably would have wanted to show that more.
Right. So it was like 8 episodes or
I
something?
believe it's 9 episodes.
9 episodes and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
How y'all feel about making your debut on TV? How you feel about that?
In the beginning, I was nervous. To me, because it's my life, I really don't feel too different. I just feel, okay, people are living, they're actually seeing what's going on inside my household, inside my life. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm on TV or overly excited. I still feel the same.
You feel the same? So when you go to work, people don't, hey, I saw you.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet? Okay.
Not yet.
But if y'all not famous now, y'all about to be famous, and that's coming.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah,
In
that's
Jesus'
coming.
name.
Amen. All day, that's coming.
In Jesus' name.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, go ahead.
So my question is to everyone on the panel. As far as all the series that's been up, what if you could take out a clip? What clip would you remove from one of the series?
From this
From this, honestly,
Yes.
I'm okay. I'm going to be totally honest. I would probably take out the scene with me and Kia with our disagreement, only because of the sake of the relationship that I have with Zab and Monte have, because Monte and Zab were brothers. So for me to go at it with her, every time I watch that scene, and you look crazy, sis, or whatever I said at that point, I'm just like, oh boy. So I probably would have taken that out.
Okay.
But we needed it though.
Right. And
I don't think there's any part I would take out, to be honest. There's probably more scenes, like she said, that I would have rather.
I would have
put in.
added.
No,
I would have
right,
More of a
taken
sister.
it.
Like we've had
Yeah.
genuine times, like genuine laughs that are
Yeah.
not
Right.
scripted. That wasn't. Nobody was telling us what to do. We were really going out. We were really
Right.
having drinks.
Just being
chilling,
yourselves,
just
right.
being us.
Right. Oh wait, but there's one thing you probably could have just said different with the Joel being
with
a
the
two-time.
let that go.
I'm not, because can we just clarify something that?
Right.
Let's just clarify.
Guys, please.
When she introduced her, what you want to say?
ahead,
When she introduced herself and said her name was Jalissa, and she was the ex-girlfriend of Joel Castillo, two-time world champion. He's not a two-time world champion of anything, maybe a two-time champion cheater, but not a champion of boxing. So that part I think should have been taken.
No belts?
So that wasn't that.
That was they gotta fix that. That was a mistake.
Actually, it's probably up to him. You're welcome.
Hey,
Oh,
we
sad.
picked you up.
A two-time champion cheater. Wow. I don't want that belt.
You know, we just
I
want
don't want
to
that belt.
clarify. Just clarify that.
Nah, hey.
Bypass when you forget about
Hey.
people, right? Thank you.
So let me ask y'all a question. So how do y'all significant others feel about the show?
I don't know. You're gonna have to ask him. He doesn't talk.
Who's
too much.
him? What's his name?
Kwani. You're gonna have to ask Kwani.
Okay, we're gonna ask him. Yeah, we're gonna bring him on. You ready to come on, champ? Let's go see how you feel about the show, man. Come on over here, man. Hey, now you ain't gonna just give us a little
Nah,
something,
you have
man.
to come. You have to sit over
Yeah,
here.
yeah, slide it over, slide it over. Yeah, slide over there. Yeah. Let's see how you feel. Let's bring him in little by little. Okay, just give some of light, man.
Check 1, 2. Always one.
Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah,
Yo, Brooklyn all day.
that's all right.
Brooklyn.
We in Harlem.
Absolutely.
So Harlem.
Harlem World.
That's right.
Yeah.
All day. What was the question? Can you rephrase that question again?
I didn't phrase it.
How do I feel about what?
The show.
How do I feel about the show? Quite honestly,
Hold up, before you go, can you state your name and
Oh,
your
okay.
position in the show?
I feel like I'm on trial or something. My name is Kwani B. O'Farrell, president of Starrett City Boxing Club, legendary home of champions.
There we go.
So quite honestly, no peer pressure allowed. I actually thought it was shot beautifully. I thought that the project in totality, what I saw from the scenes, I haven't saw like the full episodes, like, because everything was edited, right, for all intents and purposes. But it was definitely on par, if not better, than other things that we're seeing in the mainstream media nowadays. So, you know, the Real Housewives or whatever, the Real this or whatever, that, this, that, and the third, it actually competes with those projects that are already in their third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth season.
Right.
So for me, when I'm watching it, I'm like, yo, this is good. I'm like, yo, I'm watching it as a fan.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm really looking forward to like what Mita said, like my wife said, Shaniqua and Jalissa said. I want to see the characters. I want to see how they evolve and how they got to the point now. So now as other viewers that are watching, they're like, okay, this is cool. But you didn't get to see this person, this personality, how they got to this point. Or how did Monty and Shaniqua meet, right? How did Mita and Zab meet? How did my wife and I meet? So stuff like that. So that's what I'm really interested in seeing. I'm not saying it just because I'm biased and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Zab, Monty and all those guys, but just as a fan watching it, like, these are my people. So I'm like, I'm really rooting.
Right.
So if you can kind of understand what I'm getting
I
at.
understand what you're saying.
Right.
Totally.
All right. Am I done now?
Yeah, you did great, man. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Monty. All right. Come on over here, brother, and, you know, let all the viewers know who you are. Let them know about your boxing history and stuff like that, and then we get into that, man.
Yeah, what's up? My name is Monty, Two Guns Barrett, former champion. I didn't win a world title, but I won many titles, and I got inducted to the Boxing Hall of Fame this year.
I was giving
in
that.
New York, And also, I heard that we're working something out, a division for the International Boxing Hall of Fame to have honorable mention. So guys like myself, Alex Stewart, who never won.
But babe, that wasn't the question. He asked you
No.
how you feel about the show.
No, he asked me.
Now it's about boxing career.
Right.
Yeah, introduce yourself first, yeah, then we're going to go into that. You're going to go to the show.
I'm always getting checked.
You guys gotta tell Monty the short version. The short version. Monty, the short version.
Okay, listen. Let him rock. So check this out. Women, let me ask you a question. Let me just say this. Women don't appreciate a man with a speech who can talk, right? You know why? See, they so used. They desensitized from a I'm vegan.
Deep
I am a
wave, girl.
vegan.
You
But
getting deep wave, girl?
let me cut that short because Mita giving me that look. Yeah. So me and Mita bump heads all the time, but it's out of love.
Every third
Yeah.
week of the week.
Yes, we do. But we pick it up like it never happened.
So what weight class you fought?
Heavyweight.
It was heavyweight?
Yeah, so basically I fought everybody, the who's from Tim Witherspoon, Vladimir Klitschko, Hasim Rahman, David Tua. I was on HBO 11 times. Show. I've been on TV since 1998.
Yeah, Tim Witherspoon, old school.
Yeah.
You fought David Tua?
David Tua, I beat him twice, and first guy to drop him. I fought all the young guys, Dominic Gwynn, Joe Messi. I fought 3 young guys undefeated with the same 27-0, back to back to back. You know, so I've been in some wars. You know, some good fights. HBO always brought me back, win, lose, or draw. They called me the Arturo Gatti of heavyweight.
Yeah, Arturo Gotti, basically they saying you go hard.
Right, like
That's
I put on
basically
good
shows,
good
yeah.
shows.
And not only that, if you're not Tua, Tua was a hard-hitting dude, man.
Yeah, he was.
Tua was tough, man.
The second fight, he broke my jaw in 2 places.
Yeah,
So, but we fought in New Zealand for the WBO. What was the WBO? The Asian Pacific, right? We fought for that, and I was beating him all scorecards, but he is strong from the very first points to the very last point.
Yeah, he's no joke.
He knocked over 12 guys out in the 12th round.
I remember
So yeah, he's
very
very
well.
strong.
Yeah.
So, but he knocked me out the ring. I got back in, and my foot, got back on my feet, won the fight because I cut him, dropped him, everything.
Hello,
so
caller.
it's a big thing.
Yeah, we have a caller calling from Vegas. Caller, can you state your name?
Yes, Michael.
Yes, hello, caller, state your name.
Michael.
Michael, you're here with Boxing Wives.
Oh, Bosworth, yes. I have a question.
Yes.
Zab, stop it.
I have a question for the doctor. I want to speak to the doctor.
What you want? What's your question?
Hello?
No, I'll save it.
Okay.
Boxer Wives, what up?
What up? Who we got on the line? Who's on the line?
We got the hottest show right now on the net right now. I'm telling you, they everybody talking about us, y'all.
Who's talking? Who's talking?
Huh?
Who's talking?
You know, a little bit of that, a little bit of
What's
that.
your name? What's your name, brother?
Zab, you gotta
What's your name, brother?
Huh?
He's not used to introducing himself. He's used to an introduction.
Okay, Zab, all right, so we got the one and only Brooklyn-born Zab Judah on the phone.
Wait, no, that's the. No, you have to say. We have the one and only
Thank you.
6-time world champion Zab Super Judah.
There we go, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
What's up, Super Judah? Talk about it, baby.
Yeah, let's get into the show, Zab. This is Doc speaking. I want to ask you a question. How your ex-wife, how you felt about her coming up with a brilliant plan and sticking to her plan? She did a great job, 10 years. You know, I definitely like to salute that. How you felt about that when she came with you with the idea?
Well, I mean, she's always been a strategist person. You know what I'm saying? From our day one, she's always been a big strategist person. So, she always came out with great ideas and great game plans. So for her to step outside her box of music to want to get into movies and films and things, and she figured out, I got something big right here with my family. You know what I mean? And she went ahead and made it happen. I mean, if you know Mita Montana, you know that's how she get busy.
Yes, that's great right there. So how you feel about the show so far?
Oh no, I'm loving the show. The show is dope. You know what I'm saying? It's dope for what we gave y'all so far. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot more. And we just having the ball right now. That's it. You can tell I got a little sick. That's why I come to the studio, because I didn't want to get everybody sick.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, though,
phone.
Zab. We definitely appreciate you calling in. So, Zab, I heard you got a fight coming up, huh?
No.
No?
No,
Say
nah,
something
I don't.
show us
I
something
gave
like
that part up. Yeah, 25
That
years.
was last year.
Oh, that
You know
was
what I'm saying?
last
I
year?
had fun. I
Okay.
did
Yeah,
my
that was
thing. I'm
okay.
retired.
No, that was
I'm
last
done.
year, Zab. He didn't get the time
Okay,
messed
that's
up.
something I saw. I thought he had, so I said, that, okay, Zab, get back up in there, huh? So,
How retired life treating you?
It's fun. It's fun. You know, just, I mean, if you know me, you know I can't sit down and just tap out. You know what I mean? So I'm into movies now. I'm into the film world myself. I'm directing movies and have a production company that I'm building right now, and you know we just get into it. That's it. So I just shot a couple seasons of Law and Order, SVU, and I'm having fun with the game, man. No joke.
Yes, congratulations to you on that.
yeah, that's cool.
I appreciate it.
Any of y'all want to say something to Zab?
Oh, you didn't even mention that our concierge service.
Well, I ain't want to give away everything, you know what I'm saying? You can't give everything away in one shot. I
No,
mean,
it's all
damn,
good.
bro.
It's all good. I'm just playing. No,
I give away the little things first, Monty. Man, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, that's good.
I gotta say the juice.
No,
Gotta say the juice.
No, this is the big thing we're talking about. This is about the ladies, so that we're just going to just be fans of them right now and make this about them.
Yeah.
What?
Did they agree?
So who's on here? Is this a full cast?
Yeah.
Everybody
go
except
to
Linda.
YouTube.
Everyone except Linda and Curtis.
And you.
Oh,
Everyone except Linda and Curtis.
and us. Okay. Man.
Go Zab. Go to YouTube to Beat 139. You could watch it live, bro, right now.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we live. Go to YouTube to Beat 139. You see it live. You see how everybody looking. Everybody come up here stepping. They looking right. You know they represent Harlem. You know how.
Oh, you know that. I mean, that's a fly Brooklyn crew right there. You know what I'm saying? In Harlem.
Well, I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from South Jamaica, bro.
What is
Queens,
What
huh?
is it?
South Side. You know what it is.
What is
Come on.
it?
Mita is.
What is the site again?
Mita roll with me. She a little.
No,
you know, she
darling,
more
I'm
Brooklyn,
from
but she.
Brooklyn.
I know you from Brooklyn, but you from Queens.
Hello, Monty, back to me. What's the site again?
No, what'd you say?
What's the website again, guys? Can I look at it?
The Beat 139. YouTube. Go to YouTube. The Beat 139.
Okay.
The Beat
Okay.
139. Just go YouTube.
Bear with me. I have brain surgery. So, the beat 139, right?
Yeah, Beat 139.
Right. You want the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
password too?
She said press the subscribe button too.
All right, okay, so I'm here now. So now where I go, I see the beat 139.
Yeah, it's live.
Oh, this,
It's live.
Ain't you home with
but
your
it's
girl?
not showing that.
The
That's
Beat
gonna help you.
139.
Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see
Okay,
you.
Zab. Welcome to the show, bro.
Okay, so we got a delay.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to be on at the same time when you like talking on the phone.
Look at. Here we go.
Hey, Zab, I got a question for you.
Yes, I'm listening.
I'm named Don Vito, right? Out of all the fights you had a lot of fights. What fight do you remember the most that was more memorable to you?
The one with me.
Marriage. Yeah, you know what?
Marriage.
You might gotta take her up on that. She might be right. That was a 12-round killer.
Who won, though, Zab? Who won? A split decision?
You see, she the executive producer, and I'm just a producer.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I saw she was hitting that speed.
Yeah,
back.
she got a Mita got a belt. I ain't know you had a belt, Mita. Okay.
I saw her hitting that
She
speed
got a
back.
belt. Okay. All right, so
So you do any training?
Say it again.
Like kids, you train any kids and things like that?
I mean, I go to the gym and I give out, my,
Expertise.
knowledge to people. But I don't have a fighter that I'm working with. I mean, I work with Justin Biggs, my godson is Devin Haney. They're my young guys coming up. But no, I'm not personally one-on-one every day working with a fighter yet. No. You heard me?
Yeah. That's great,
Yeah,
though.
I said no. I'm not personally working with a fighter one-on-one. No.
That's great.
So let me ask you a question. So you retired, but if somebody came out with the right money and want to,
I don't understand. This is about Boxer Wives.
Yeah, I just want to ask you one more question. You call in, right? I'm curious because a lot of
You
dudes.
can have a whole show.
Yeah, he can't fight.
Oh nah.
Yes.
All right, so
It's a wrap.
all right, let's get back to you, Monty. Right? Because no, remember the question that you wanted to answer about how you felt about the show?
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
I love everything.
Thank you, Zab, for joining us.
Yeah, I love everything about the show. I mean,
Appreciate it.
Mita had a vision. She followed through. It's no iron team. We got things done. We bump heads, but, we had a finished product and everybody, played their part and it got done. And it's, it's about hard work and dedication, timing mostly. And it was supposed to go off, I think, May, but it was God's timing. It happened at the right time, and that's the best thing. And
Yeah, Monty get to texting you like 17 pages.
listen, I'm special. Like I said, this the way God made me. Listen, Zab, because I have the text already set up before you even. See, I already know what you want to say, so I already got the text waiting for you so I can respond with the whole map. You know what I'm saying?
Do you like the show?
I love this show.
It's fab.
Yes.
Thank you.
But I can say one thing though, right? As far as like the show and stuff like that, or any shows, like right now, y'all seem, like y'all in a good place, but when you film it, it's not that easy, man.
What you
know
mean?
I'm saying? Like far as bringing people together and making it, even though that was your process.
Setting people up and getting them to be there on time.
Yes,
and
that's work. I know
working
that
with
that's work.
everybody's schedule
Yeah.
and oh my goodness,
Talk about
I
it.
will have to say the production part of it. I mean, nobody really knows what you go through, having to find the location, having to get the permit from the location, having to get everybody signed off on releases. If there's extra people in the room, they got to sign off. Making sure the cast is there. Some of them work their days off. Then I got to put 3 of them together, and one works this day, one doesn't work the other day. And what can we do? And you understand, like no one really knows that part of it. They just kind of get there. You know what I'm saying? So it is a headache and a half. And I remember saying to myself, when we get a network deal, I'm not doing this job. Like it has to be somebody that just does that because it's crazy.
That's what I was talking about, man.
And what I wanted to say is we have good chemistry, and that made the process much easier because we all have relations, right?
Right.
So Mita and I, Zab and I, Shaniqua, Cindy, Kwani, Jalissa, we all got a chance to learn about each other and share the same space. So that was good. So we did everything was like 1, 2, 3. When we got together, we got to.
Yeah, once we were together,
We got
it
it
was
done.
shot every scene we shot like this once or twice. That was
How
it.
many hours a day?
We really would shoot 1 or 2 scenes a day. That's it.
I want to say, I think if it did take any longer, it's just because of us, laughing,
Laughing,
sitting around,
like
getting into deep
sometimes we would get into a deep conversation for an hour, and then we'd be like, "Are we gonna shoot?"
Yeah.
Especially if
That's
you're
money
shooting with
right
Monty.
there.
Yo, can I just say something real quick?
Yeah.
Right. Check 1, 2. All right, we're good again. I'm sorry. Now there was this one time, right, that we shot. It was 4 hours. Was it like 4 hours?
It was
4 hours at our crib. 4 hours. We was just talking. We didn't finish shooting until 2:00 in the morning.
at Mita's house. us
Yeah.
too.
So that's how it is. It's like once they come to the house. I'm sorry, babe. My fault.
You don't have no time.
Right. So it's like, we like, all right, we come, we're going to shoot. We'll be there in like a couple hours. Like, oh, damn, guys, we got to cook the house. We got to cook some food, whatever, because they love to come to
All
the
of
house,
us
right?
love food.
Cook food. Oh, all right. So,
What's all of this we? You cooking what? What you cooking?
right, so see, it's what she cook. Anyway, so my point is that we'll sit there and the producers will be like, all right, this is what we're going to talk about, blah, blah,
somebody
blah.
will take that away from
And we just go off the top. So it's like freestyle for us. All we got to just get a subject matter, and that's it. And we just start talking, and then we'll pause for a minute, right? and they're like, all right, we need you guys to talk about X, Y, and Z. So this is like really, this is not even scripted at all. So
that's
what
what
you
I want,
guys
yeah,
are
yeah.
seeing is just straight conversation.
Us talking,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
It's straight talk. What I do now? Oh, all right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I gotta get out. I got the
Rock talk. You talk.
Good,
so but everything is straight organic. This is not no fake TV. This is like real stuff. And like Monty said, we all have relationships with one another. So Monty and I go way back first Cadillac. So I know him since his amateur days. But everything is just real. And Shaniqua and I actually grew up from the same section in East New York, in Brooklyn. So we know each other going way back since she was a little kid. So we all have authentic relationships. And the subject matter is what you get is real. Nothing scripted.
That's all right. That's all right.
All right, just wanted to say that.
And Mina, with so much going on with all you ladies, how do you pick that topic for that specific show?
It really goes off of what's going on in their life,
Right.
and you got to pay attention and you got to ask questions. So I could be on the phone with Shaniqua or Jalissa, and they may just mention something regular,
Right.
And I might be like,
Let's go there, right?
you understand what I'm
Right.
saying? And then you just make that a topic, and you go off of that because it really happened to them.
Right.
So
The
now we
scene.
just gonna elaborate on that.
Right.
Like she was in the middle of us shooting, she was breaking up with her boyfriend, with Joel. So we just made that. It didn't make it to the cut, but we made a scene out of that of like, what you gonna do? Like,
Right.
what
And it was a
you
genuine
gonna start dating?
conversation.
Should we hook you up? Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just genuine because she was really going through that at the time.
Right.
There was a scene where I had shoulder surgery, and they all came to see me, and I had literally just got out the hospital, and they came over. Like, we taped that, and it's just
Right.
it was just real.
Actually things going on, right?
Which one? Right, left?
Left. Rotate the cuff.
Orthoscopy?
Yep.
Okay.
So we kept it as real as possible, and I'm not even gonna say as possible. We kept it real.
Right.
You know what I'm
I was
saying?
gonna say that. I'm like, there
And
was nothing
we just fed off of whatever was going in. Like, one thing I could say about Shaniqua and Monty, like, a lot of people would have been scared to talk about the good and the bad, or lay the good and the bad in front of the camera. And I like the fact that whatever she was going through or he was going through, like, that's just what was said.
Right.
So today they may be good, tomorrow they may not be good, but whatever
but they
day we
still
shot,
sharing
that's
it,
what was
right.
said.
Still being honest with it, right.
Exactly.
So who's the most controversial on the show?
Zab.
Oh, wow.
Are you on the phone
Okay.
still? It's not Zab, but Zab, you still on the phone?
Great.
Oh wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Zab, hold on.
Who you think was the most controversial on the show?
The most controversial, probably me.
Why you say that?
I don't know. I had like hard times timing and getting there. I was late for a lot of things.
No.
Not meaning like who gave us the most problems. We were saying who was controversial as in like the fireball of the show.
Would that be?
I don't know, for some reason.
I think it's me.
I don't know y'all right, but for some reason, I think it's
That's real nice.
for some reason. Yeah, I think it's for some reason.
You know what?
I can't hear when y'all scream.
I wouldn't say controversial. I think I kind of just say whatever kind of comes out my mouth. And the thing is that, and Monte doesn't like it, I'm very sarcastic. I just say whatever, and it's a gift and a curse because I just say whatever comes out my mouth. I don't have to think about it. Somebody says something, and I'm just like, pew, and so I don't think I could lose in an argument because I think I'm just that witty that it just comes.
Right, where Shaniqua has no filter. That's the best way to say it.
Sometimes. But I am a sweetheart, though. I am. I just,
You are a sweetheart.
and I say that on the show, got that little fire that could just pop out at any second.
I also think because it was a small cast,
Yeah.
we didn't have that many situations. Like when they have bigger casts with a whole bunch of women,
Yeah.
it tends to be a lot more broken relationships and drama. And we had a small cast that was kind of like family, so certain things that happened were small things that may have grown because of the situation, but it really wasn't that much drama.
Right.
Now, the reason why I said that, because I watched the episode, right? And I think they was talking to like a priest or something like that. Or something like that, where or somebody said something like,
You sure you watched the same show?
yeah,
What show was that?
Let me
Who went to
finish.
church?
Let me finish. It wasn't in the church. And somebody said to you and Monty, that something about being forever. She said, "Oh yeah, it is forever."
Oh, no,
Remember
that was her.
Oh, that was you. Oh, I'm sorry.
The therapist. That was me.
Yeah.
We were having dinner together.
Right.
And I believe it was my husband that made the mistake of making a statement about when it ends or something to that.
Oh, you said, "Right, there's no end."
Oh, there is no end. There's no
She
end.
came out quick. She said, "There ain't no end, champ."
Nah.
And you know what's funny is hearing a woman say that, because most men, you know, they be like, "I own you forever," right? Most men say that, like, you know, I own you forever.
Yeah, there's no end. I tell
Anybody-
him all
any-
the time,
that sound familiar
he don't
to
have to like
anybody?
me every day. But
No, not you, Monty.
he gonna love me forever.
Shaniqua says that to you.
What I said? What he said?
That you own him forever.
Forever, ever.
I'm
Never gonna get it.
So have any of you ever had acted before?
Y'all still there?
Yeah.
You still there?
Oh, I didn't hear nothing. Okay.
How any?
I bet you didn't. Exactly. You plead the F.I.F.
They can see it though. They definitely can see it. So have any of you ever acted before? Previously?
No.
Prior?
I have. Zab has.
Okay.
That is right now.
So am I.
I got 2 movie outs right now with 3 web series.
How about
Killing right now,
ironically, me and
cuz.
Zab, ironically, I ended up on the same show as Zab.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
The show
How
was
He's
about
on
ironic
my
is that?
Sports for Sin.
Foster Sin.
Season 2 coming out. Check it out. It's going top of the year.
They
Don't miss
called
it.
me. They
It's
called me
what you should do right now, so you can understand and keep up with us. Go to YouTube. It's on YouTube. You can watch Sports for Sin Season 1.
All right.
And so this way you can know what's up. On Season 2, it's gonna be crazy. Then you understand the characters and who is who and what's what.
Gotcha.
All right, so I want to say something, right, real quick. So somebody at this table right here, right, just got like a big honor, like doctor, and, you know, Dr. Mita Leacock. What's up, Mita? Doctor, let's give it. Huh?
By the way, I'm changing my name. My name is Dr. Mita Montana.
Oh, Mita Montana, hold on. How did I come in?
That's what I said. See, you didn't catch
Hey,
it.
Zab, I thought you was playing when you said
Montana.
Montana. I thought you was playing, Zab.
That's
Yeah, that's what I said.
stage
I
name.
want to speak to the doctor.
Right, Mita Montana. So how does it feel, you know, to accomplish that?
Actually, it was, 4.5 years of hard schoolwork, but it doesn't seem really real because, like, no one gave me like a Birkin bag or like a Birkin bag or like a
you on the
MacBook.
wrong
You know,
show.
like when you gotta go on a basketball wives show. You know when you like no, I'm a new one. You know like when you hear that? When you accomplish a goal that big, like you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? It's not like I just came home. Like I think I would have got that if I came home.
Right.
But like, I feel like I accomplished a goal and like I didn't even get a card.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes, some days I wake up and I forget because it don't really seem really real. Like,
ain't
you know what I'm
nobody-
saying?
anybody-
Because,
Yeah.
maybe, when you single sometimes, your mother celebrates you or whatever, but when you don't have that person that's like, oh, let's go to dinner, let's
Right, throw the
celebrate.
party, right.
I'm so proud of you or whatever. Sometimes it feels like it goes unnoticed.
Oh, wow.
But it's some deep.
I noticed it, though.
No, I don't want that to go over people's head. Hold on.
Right.
Hold on. I don't want that to go over people's head because she says like it's crazy how people come home, right?
Yeah.
Like from my block, we had 2 guys came home around like 2-3 days apart. One dude came home from the army, young boy. He said, "Man, I'm going to the army." Did right, finishing everything. And another guy came home from jail. He only did like a year. Another dude did like 4 years. They threw him a party, ain't do nothing for the guy. So that's
Yeah,
big.
the one that
what you
came home
just
from
said.
the army didn't got nothing.
Got
The one
nothing.
who came home from jail
Exactly.
got everything.
Got
And it's
everything.
like it's so twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm happy for my people who come home too, but it's just so twisted that like when you try to do something positive the right way, no one really cares. No
Right,
one's
on
celebrating
exactly
it.
what's being
That's
acknowledged.
just, but that's just like a show. Right now, if this is like a controversial show where we always at it,
When we was at it, everybody
it'd be up crazy.
through the roof.
And
Right.
we talking about good stuff and positive stuff. You get like 5 likes. If we beefing and all that, you get 5,000.
every show we had,
You know what
every
I'm
show
saying?
we had when there was some type of drama, our numbers was crazy.
Yeah.
When it's just a regular show where people
We give it
just
back to the community and all that. We get 100 likes. When it's drama, we get 100,000 likes.
we get 100,000 views and
That's
everything.
crazy. I mean, but that's just the nature of the society that we live in.
Exactly.
And I
That's
will
so true.
continue to say that.
That's right.
I will continue to say that it takes each person to change that narrative.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about this because you got it on the table. It says contract wife, contract life, married to the game, 10-step guide. Dr. Mita Montana Leacock. Let's talk about this. What's this all about, man?
So, I mean, I covered it a little bit earlier. It's just basically like a 10-step guide on being with an athlete. And contract could be anybody. It could be an entertainer. They get contracts. It can be an executive. But it's a certain type of man. It takes a certain type of woman to be with that certain type of man. And I think I'm just basically keeping it real. My reality, my opinion, is that you got to know what your level of capacity of dealing with a certain type of dude is before you enter a relationship with him. And I'm just basically giving you pointers and check marks and lists where you could figure out whether you that woman or not.
That's interesting.
Nah, that's deep. I like that.
That's interesting. Very interesting. And it goes the same way for women. But God get with a female. You know, you gotta see if you that certain type of dude that could deal with that certain type of female.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying?
you have
Nah,
to
but
get
this
to
is-
know someone first. A lot of people in relationships nowadays, people is just like wham bam,
They
just
jumping in
jumping
for the wrong
into it, you know.
reasons. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
and then you have all these expectations, and you have expectations on someone you don't know. So pretty much you're setting yourself up for failure because you don't know this person. So you saying I want this, I want this, I want that, but you don't know this brother. You have to get to
Or this
know
sister.
someone,
But not-
or sister, exactly, or sister.
But what I like about this book-
absolutely.
And I always said this: when you do stuff like this and it's short, you
Right.
you getting right to the point. You know, some people want to drag things on, but sometimes get to the point. But you also highlighting, is this for you? You know what I'm saying? That's important. Like, you know, everybody want to deal with this type of dude, but can you handle it?
Right.
Right.
You know, it's like guys who want to get in the streets. Can you handle it? You know,
Right.
everybody want to be in the street. Can you handle the jail time?
Right.
So
Right.
this is more like a self.
Yeah, it's like
That's what
it's like
it is,
pointers.
definitely.
One of my favorite chapters is it makes no sense to keep score. And just really quickly, I just say play chess, not checkers. Guilt is always better than anger. And a lot of women, they are emotional. And one thing that we need to learn to do as women is control our emotions because we get more with controlled emotions than we get with not.
That's so true. That's so
So
true.
if you know that you're gonna get a better response by making him guilty or having him feel guilty, because men are wrong and strong. So the only thing you're doing by
Telling you, right?
by being angry and yelling and screaming and fighting with him is he's gonna get more angry than you just did. So now y'all all angry. But when he feels guilty, he does more. He goes the longer yard.
That's true.
It is.
That's true.
Okay.
Where can they find this book at, Mita?
Oh, of course, the book Contract Life can be found on Amazon.com.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
So you got books. You executive producer of Boxer Wives. You turned to a doctor. You know, you got a music background.
For me, it was like if you know me for the past 27, 28 years, I've been in the service game, and I feel like I've helped a lot of people get to where they needed to get to in life, in every genre, sports, music, product management, everything. And about 2 years ago, I made the sacrifice to work on myself. And I had to let go of all my clients and let go of everybody and say that I'm going to do what I did for them for myself. I'm here starting empires and helping people build companies. I'm going to do that for myself. And so it was a trying 2 years. I really, I had a lot of setbacks and I had a lot of issues, but again, I'm covered by the blood. So you understand what I'm saying? I got there when it was time for me to get there.
Good job. And Jalissa, you're quiet over here, So
You wanna know?
this show is called Boxer Wives, and you your girlfriend.
I'm the girlfriend.
So how do you feel about your role?
I think my role's my role, and I'm gonna play it well. I respect the wives. Being a girlfriend, I don't go through everything they go through that I can relate. Yes, however, I respect how strong they are, what they go through, what they hold down, what they bring to the table. I think that being newly single, though, in the industry, it's a little wolvy. These guys is wolves, and I'm learning that if I'm not a wolf myself,
What you mean guys are wolves?
God, these guys are wolves. I can't go from a boxer to a chef. There's nothing in common. Maybe it sounds a little bad, or maybe I'm wording it wrong. However, I'm an alpha female, right? Naturally, my attitude, my persona, I'm just very.
But hold up, when you said boxer to a chef, mean it in what way?
She can't go to something
I can't
soft.
go from.
But the chef don't mean somebody
That's
soft
what I'm
now.
saying. Maybe I worded it wrong.
She just can't go from something strong.
From somebody so strong to somebody so soft. I can't
And
do
see,
that.
she's
Because
still,
the cook really soft?
wait, she's
Nah.
still, but she's still
No.
young, right?
Okay.
When you evolve and you get older, like I know.
I think as
hold
of
on.
now, though, right, I'm learning.
She's gonna-
So I
she's
don't
going
wanna
to
go.
evolve.
I'm not gonna say that I want to go back to a Joelle. You understand? Because I've moved forward and now I'm learning and growing, right? But I'm not gonna sit here and say a softer man with a softer persona and I are gonna have something in common, or I'm not gonna overstep my boundary as a woman per se, as a man is supposed to see me, because naturally I'm an alpha female. You understand?
You're gonna learn all of that as you
I'll
get
get it.
older.
So-
like,
I'll get it.
because
I
I definitely don't want to feel like concrete no more. I just want to be a flower.
Right. And I gotta say, because we talked a lot. I'm an alpha female. I will say what I want to say when I want to say it, and I'm about my business.
Hold up, Tate, you get that?
I'm about my business. However, when you meet that man,
I was gonna say that. So
it's
maybe
amazing
it's because I
how
haven't
quickly
met a man.
you can be an alpha female, but I
And
will
that-
follow
yeah.
my husband's
I
lead.
have
Because I'm
not-
very submissive.
I have not met a man to make me feel like I want to be submissive.
Now.
Not
Not yet.
Not yet. Not that I
Don't
want to
come
be
bring you
submissive.
breathing up on the neck. Over here. Get you up on my neck.
Well, I want,
I when I get into a relationship, I'm older now. You understand what I'm saying? When I was with Zab, I was in my 20s, but I'm older now. So for me, it's like I'm just gonna let a man be a man. I'm going to suggest things, and I may even make him feel like it was his idea. You understand what I'm saying?
I think I'm learning. I think I'm getting
Hit me in my back
there.
one more time.
I'm learning
say
from.
that
Hit
one
me,
more time.
hit me
Say
in my
that one more
back.
time.
No. Hit me in my back one more time. See what happens.
I think, like I said, being around you guys, seeing the marriage part of it, I'm learning to be there. I'm learning to get a little softer, maybe be a little more submissive. However, like I said, I haven't met a man that makes me feel that
Here's
way.
the easiest way to say it. Pick your battles so that you can win the war.
so can I say
Yeah.
one thing?
Yeah, what you
One
got?
thing,
What you
one
got
and
there?
short.
Chick?
I just want to say, wow,
Short
they cut me off all the time.
Short statement.
But I'm one of the boxer wives. That's what Nita made me one. I'm one. Listen, I can talk. Nita made me with the extra boxer wives, right? So I'm sensitive. Can't stand no nonsense. Attitude may be a little raggedy, but I love to be called daddy, right? So listen, that was one of my poems. So yo, listen to what I'm trying to say to you, right? I'm tired of hearing about all these alpha women's. Where are the soft touch, gentle speaking women?
I'm right here.
Sure.
But look, I feel that I'm an alpha woman, right? But when I get with a man now, in this day and age, it calms down. I'm always going to, now if I got to look out for my man or my kids or whatever, I think that I follow my dude's lead. It's all about respect. I even handle situations a lot differently than I did before. Like, and I'm just talking about relationships. Like, everything doesn't bother me the way it did before. So sometimes I'll let them go with it. I might know the truth to something. It's just like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying? Do you want to be in this or do you not want to be in this? It all depends on whether you want to stay or you don't want to stay in it. It's like I said before, if you want to stay, then it's just some things that you got to deal with a certain personality.
So true.
But you know, you're doing such a good job because me and you argue all the time, and you practice on me. I see how you just cut it.
And we go back to regular. It's like,
Exactly, it's like nothing ever happened.
Sometimes.
Yeah, right.
yeah, but you're like that thing under the piano that just like, you know, like no, that button that just taps you,
Listen,
like, you know,
listen,
that.
brother, I got the good and bad in me. I got my mom and I got my dad in me. I split the personality.
No, we're not about to
check
rap.
their
You're not.
arms and the feet to make sure
No,
he
you're
is
the
he,
wrong
man.
show. You better go
I'm a poetic. I'm poetic, right? So what I'm trying to say to you is that
You wrote that down before you came in?
listen,
It's in his
I've
phone.
been there years. I've been had this for years. Shit, I got poetic bars. But all I have to say is this, right? I know a lot about women. I got 32 aunts. I been married 3 times. I got 6 daughters, right? And I know a lot about women. And I got one granddaughter.
So can I tell you a joke about Monte? I think we covered it in the. Did we cover it? No, come back! So back in the days, the old Monty, right?
Not the bear, not the bear.
He's Monty now to me, but Monte, right? Right. So Monte had introduced me to one of his baby mothers, right? So we became really friends, and our kids grew up together, and they're the same age. And so I had this rule, and I think I said it on the show, like, I can only know one woman. If you're gonna bring your baby mother, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever it is that steps into my home, that's who I'm rocking with. I don't want nobody else. So Monte brings another girlfriend to my house, and so I come. His wife, he brings his wife to the house.
Eventually I married her, but she was my girlfriend.
Okay, she was your girlfriend at the time. You brought her to the house, and I came downstairs in the kitchen, and she was in my kitchen, and I was like, she has to wait outside.
Right.
So he had to take her to the car. And then maybe like a few weeks later, he had asked his baby mother, my girlfriend, to marry him.
This is not the same girl.
This is the baby mother he asked to marry
This is
him.
not the girl that was in the
he brought
kitchen.
to the house.
Okay.
I
Right?
did that for a reason.
Okay, listen.
You give it
So
too much away. Season 2.
he brought the girl to he asked her to marry her. So she called me and she's like, Monte just asked me to marry him. Should I marry him right now? Should I marry him right now? And I was like, you know, I don't really want to get in between y'all, but you know, no.
Don't do it.
Right? So, you know, Monte was mad at me and everything, but this was like Sunday when she called. And then like on Thursday, Monte married the other girl.
Who was in your kitchen?
That was in the kitchen.
No.
Right?
No, but you know what? Not to cut you off, but let me
Right on to the next,
But
huh?
here's the thing. Hold on, honey, hold on. But it goes back, you know why? Because the very first time that we went out and we hung out, he put everything on the table. So it goes back. So I had the choice to say, do I want to mess with this
or
man?
not?
Because he told me, he told me about that. He told me about stuff. I was just sitting there like, God damn, I think I love you. But you know what? He put everything. And listen, we 11 years now. We 11 years. If a guy put everything out
Gave
there,
you a choice.
We love projects, don't we?
right. So I put everything out on the table with him, and it was just like, you know what? I also think we were like 2 broken people trying to
Right.
find love, which
Moved
is
together 6 months later.
yeah, and it worked.
I mean, it works,
Listen,
so, you know.
it works for some people. We're
And it-
11 years,
and
and
right,
now
and it-
and now
some
we're
people it don't.
and we're on Boxer Wives now.
Right, exactly. But that was the old Monte.
Yeah. I got Monty.
Monty.
I have Monty. I have Monty.
You got Monty,
No,
not Monte.
I got Monty.
So let's hear from you a little bit. Yeah. You
I
know?
want to know.
I mean, you know, you're a boxer wife, and your husband is in the building. So I don't know too much about his boxing history, but I heard that, you know, he had a because I did a little research. He was a hell of a, He had a hell of a career and stuff like that. So, huh?
Yeah, he's the president of Star City Boxing.
Oh, there you go, President of Star City Boxing. So my question is that when I'm bringing it around to her, is like, I don't understand why y'all say like make boxers seem like they mean dudes. Like she said, from a boxer to a
Not that
chef.
they're mean. They're not.
Because he in the ring tearing people up. Don't mean he's not like that at home. Can you express that?
Boxer
No, I'm not coming at you. I'm
going
just
into a
talking.
ring to be a boxer, training at the gym,
It's gonna be smiling.
and he's Mr. No, these guys are training.
But he talk
They
about
putting it in.
outside the ring.
Outside the
He
ring.
talk about outside the ring.
I mean, I don't know.
Because I know dudes that.
I know a few
And I
boxers.
know
Yeah, but
dudes that
not
did
our,
other
but
stuff.
not our
Not our women.
No,
Oh,
not our
okay,
men.
there it is. Okay.
They don't
That's
care
the thing.
who they are in the
Like,
ring and who
it's
they
real
are
outside
outside
is
the
the
same
same
person.
No, but that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's called reform. It's called
Well, we're not talking about reform. We're talking about.
Right. So listen, yeah, that's all right. So she's right. So we are the same guys in the ring and the same guys out the ring. You know, we are lions. You know, and that's a good thing or a bad thing. Most of the time, it's a bad thing for the women that we're around because they get the brunt of everything, every emotion, every letdown, every guilt, everything that we're feeling emotionally as fighters, as broken black men dealing with mental health as well as physical health. They get the burden of it,
And
right?
that's why our show is so real.
Right.
And we'll
So that's true story. So Mita, you know, and all the other wives all around the world, they get the burden of it, and they still gotta get up every morning like nothing ever happened and be strong.
For the world.
I
But-
can imagine
but,
because that's a lot of emotion,
Monte,
especially
real
if
quick.
a fight is lost or whatever.
But
That's a lot
boxing,
you have to deal with.
I
at home.
did a little boxing. I remember Zab and his brothers back in like 90, 91 in Gleason's gym. My man Reg, you know Irvin Pierre, I was good friends with him. So we used to go through Gleason's, his father Noel and whatever, right? But boxing teach you discipline. So like I'm going back what you were saying, like far as they take the brunt of it. Most people I know, like the box, I'm pretty sure you wasn't really getting the stuff in the streets. Like you disciplined enough when you
That's not
beef
true.
with a dude.
That's not true.
But no, that was on Zab account.
Do you know-
Zab has a hot temper.
No, I said you.
No, me, I'm good. I'm you know, I'm on point like a decimal. I never really did. I'm not a confrontational person. Only person I'm confrontational with is my woman, because I spend the most time with her. Like I don't go out. I don't do anything. I'm a homebody.
Zab got kicked out of first grade from fighting, so that was his personality.
So me
No,
and
for
Zab-
real. That's
right.
just his
No, that's
personality
true.
from
That's
birth.
True story. But Zab is a hot tempered. He's been like that his whole life, and that's why he's Zab Super Judah, right? Everybody's made up different. Like
Yeah, Joel could have had me in sweats and a turtleneck all day. I would have been.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and Mita could tell you, right, from the way I used to be to the way I am now, my presentation is all different. You know, I adapted because I give my life to Christ, and every day I'm trying to be the best version of me, right? And it's a lot of work.
That's Monty right there. That's Monty.
That's Monty. But like you gotta, for me, Zab was fighting since he was a kid. All of Zab's brothers fight. So I lived in a house with all fighters. So if it was, I can't explain to you what it was like in the house. Like they wanted to do a reality show on us called The Judahs, The Fighting Family. Because everywhere we go, it was just mayhem. We would go to the club, it would be a fight. We would go, and then I'm from the streets of Brooklyn, and I was a fighter in my own right, and I've had so many fights. Like I was that girl that was like, we fighting every time I see you. So I fight the same girl every weekend. Like you understand what I'm saying? So for us to come together, it's like we literally was a fighting family. Like you're ticked off by so little. And I do my best right now to stay calm and collective and not let stuff bother me because I know where I came from.
Right.
So it's best for other people for me to be
It's
calm.
like 5 of them, right? Yeah, it's like 5 of them, right?
No, 7.
It's 7,
from the
yeah.
father and 3 from the mother. But Mita's account, Mita she took Zab to another level. When I say that, Zab is super talented. He was going to do it, but she, you know, when you have a good woman by you who believe in you and have the connections and can take you to a different level. So her having the relationships that she had, you know, people start rapping about them. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's about connection. It's about timing, right? And it worked good. They was like, you know, like a Bonnie and Clyde. And, you know, it was like she also built a monster.
at the same time.
Right, so, because, we believe all hype, as
Right.
fighters.
With
That's what
success.
you believe all the write-ups, all the hype. And next thing you know, you feel like you're Superman, right? And that's just reality of it. You start believing all the articles.
I just want to twist things up real quick, right? His girlfriend, if she was here, right, and you see the bond, like everybody, I'm pretty sure we all getting like the bond, the history y'all have. As women, not speaking to you, to y'all, like y'all hearing this, saying if y'all was on the outside with a woman, how would y'all feel about that? Like it seemed like, to me, like they bond is so strong, their history, how Monty spoke on it and how she spoke on it.
Re-ask the question.
I think what you're talking about is the fact of, one, you have to be secure enough of a woman in yourself and your relationship.
Yeah.
And two, you have to understand, be a grown woman and understand when you have made children with someone, you were married, you shared a history with them, you should care about that other parent's well-being because that directly affects your child.
Right.
And that's the problem. People all too often let their feelings get involved. Get over it. Your
Yeah.
relationship's over, it's over. Now be a parent. Stop bringing your kid into the middle and just be a parent. And that's all to it.
I think, sorry, before I say that, I think with Zab, why it may be a little different though, is because even though my child is 18 and she's off in the Army and grown, we still have business together. We still have businesses, we still have our foundations, we still have things that we do together, and probably a girlfriend or an ex-wife would have been like, okay, the daughter's grown, why is she still in your life?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But they get,
Yeah, that's basically what I was like getting
Yeah.
at. Like, 'cause I know the episode you said, the party for your daughter and different things like that. You're like, why? And then, like what V said earlier, when you said, I will always be there.
Right.
So that's why I'm asking these women. Callie could chime in too. Like, how would you feel like if you
If you were
in a
the
relationship and you see it's a bond with the
I mean, well, it definitely, I agree with what she just said. You
Be
have
honest,
to be
though.
sure on yourself and who you're with. As long as you know who you're with and you're sure and you're dependent on what you're doing and you know the bond that you have, you don't really have to worry about outside women because, listen, this world is only made up of men and women. That's all we got. So at the end of the day, it's always going to be your man being sociable with some woman. Just like your woman is going to have to be sociable with another man. It's vice versa. It goes both ways. So I feel as long as you strong enough within yourself and within your relationship, it should never be no problem, especially when it comes to business, because you should be able to communicate that with your significant other, what's going on and what's happening, where you're not feeling, oh, okay, this girl is coming across this way or coming across this way, so it depends.
I get it, but I'm gonna be honest. I get that you saying this, it's like the right thing to say, but I'm being honest, I don't really believe a lot of this because I see women get jealous over the littlest things and have a problem over the littlest things.
Yeah, but they're also insecure.
No, but I'm saying, I'm not saying that, right?
Definitely.
Okay.
I see women get, hold up, 1 second, right? Women get jealous over the littlest things, right? Boom. And now, y'all expect me to believe that if there's a situation like that with the baby mother, ex-wife, whatever, and they close and the way he may speak of her, she may speak of him, as long as we, secure with each other, I really don't buy it, to be honest.
It
I see women, I don't buy this.
It also
I don't buy
depends,
it.
right? But I understand how that could be because there's a lot of ex-wives and baby mothers who are not over their baby father and their husband.
Right.
And anybody that knows
Exactly.
me and pays attention to me knows that I don't look at Zab that way.
No, I'm not saying you.
Right, but you have to know the person that you're dealing
Absolutely.
with in order to assess the situation.
Exactly.
Everyone is different. If you see that your your husband or husband's baby mother won't talk to you, won't be friends with you, ain't trying to be around
The
you,
energy is
then
gonna-
you
you're
should
gonna tell
wonder.
by the energy.
You understand what I'm saying? His girlfriend comes to my house without him. We go eat breakfast. We go eat lunch without him. I don't want to be with him. It's very evident to anyone that and I don't mean that in no type of way. It's just that we've grown this way. You understand what I'm saying? It's nothing against him. I hope he makes whoever he's with happy. But I matured in a different direction, and it's not what I want in my life anymore. Right. So the woman on the other side has to, woman's intuition, sometimes they have to pay attention. Every woman ain't the same.
No, I'm not talking about on
Zab-
your end, on the women end.
This is what I'm trying to explain to you. You have to listen, right? The girlfriend has to pay attention to the ex-wife or the baby mother. Is she somebody that won't come in contact with you? Do you?
Hey.
So basically, if I was somebody that was just mean and nasty and wouldn't come in contact with Zab's girlfriend, I'm an open book. As long as you treat me good, I'm gonna treat you good. You understand what I'm saying? So you want to hang out, you want to go do whatever, you want our kids to go together, you want our kids to play together, y'all all want to go as sister wives, whatever. I don't care because I don't feel no type of way. And if she pays attention to how I act, then she should be secure with how she is with her relationship. Now, if I'm acting funny, then that's when you start thinking like, well, what's really going on? Because she acting funny.
And it's probably because she wants it back.
Because then you could say I want him back because I'm acting funny.
Some people are selfish. Isn't that these sometimes they want it back and they could be having a relationship too. Some people are selfish like that. Like some people just got that's a sickness.
A lot of people don't want you, but they don't want you to be with nobody else.
Exactly.
And another thing to touch on what you just said, Doc, sometimes in relationships, if a woman is upset, it doesn't mean that she's insecure. It just means that the other woman has other intuitive motives with her man, and she's seeing that. So now that she's seeing that, she's becoming uncomfortable, of course. Because everything is like, we all agree on the same thing as far as, long as you're insecure, as long as you're secure with yourself, your relationship, it's no worries. But all of us at this table would be upset if we knew the energy was something totally different and there was another intuitive motive. Then we'll be, there's a reason for that,
See, I understand.
But if that's not the case, you're not going to go that way. It's no reason to go that way because you already know who you with, you know what the situation is, and it's no reason to feel that way.
I understand what Mita's saying, right? But at the end of the day, I understand what Doc is saying. Because y'all like that. And it's cool. And I respect all of y'all, what y'all saying. And she explained everything to the T on how she get down and how no interest. And I'm real with that. And I don't know, life went on. It's about my kid. But on the other side, it's more where women is going to be jealous of that. It's more, and I know it's more. You know what I'm saying? Because women still feel that way, but let a dude be around her too much, or she calling him too much,
but
or whatever. They start thinking,
that don't really come from me.
It's a lot of
that usually don't come. No, I'm giving an example when I say me.
Yeah.
That don't usually come from the other woman. That comes from how the dude makes that woman secure. Because it's probably not me, and it's probably some other woman, but she taking it out on me. You understand what I'm saying? It don't have nothing to do with me.
So what if the reverse? What if a dude is around on the other side? How y'all feel about that? We got two women together hanging out, right? Cool. This woman broke up with him. They not married no more. But, that's his new wife. What if the situation changed in reverse, whereas,
where the man had to do with it?
On the man's side.
Well, we kind of dealt with that a little bit, Monte. I think because we were just in a dark place.
It's just not easy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he can probably answer that. But me and one of his kids' mother, his son's mother, we had a great relationship. And we would talk all the time. And I think he started to feel away at one point. And I'm just like, our conversations aren't about you because him and her weren't in a good place.
Right.
And me and her were. And I said, you think every time I get on the phone it's about you? We're talking about girl things. We're talking about shopping. We're talking about reality shows. We're talking about everything. It doesn't revolve around you. But I think because me and him were in a bad place, it was just like, I don't want y'all talking. And it's like,
but it's also depends on how a woman is built, right? Because me per se, I was the wife that reached out to all his baby mothers and reached out to all his kids and would make sure they come over and would make sure they had gifts and would go with his other baby mother and plan the daughter's birthday. Like I was just that person. My mother is with my dad to this day, and my father had other kids, and my mother took care of all of them at some point. So that's just how I learned. But everybody's not like that. I know a lot of women that
So
be
true.
like, don't bring that kid around here. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
You know what
we
I'm
just
saying?
trying to, we just talking about the other
Yeah,
side.
but
It's a lot
you
of
said
that other
something
side.
interesting early in the
Of
show.
course it is.
A lot of
Hold up. She said something interesting early in the show. You said you won't leave your husband if he cheat. Why is that?
Why won't I leave my husband if I cheat?
If he
cheat,
cheat, yeah.
because cheating is not my number one thing. Like, I tend to choose men who cheat. That's my preference of the type of man that I like at this point, or that I did growing up, was a cheater. Not saying that was who he is, but that's what he did based on his lifestyle. So if I wanted that lifestyle and I wanted to be a part of that world, that's what came with it.
So what would be yo out of here? What would get you to that point when you leave? What's your thing?
I'd rather not comment on that, thank you.
So I'm pretty sure all
already
you
did it. She left. She left Dab. Jab it.
I know that, but I'm
Right,
saying
and I would be telling too much if I
what's
did.
her
That's for season
We gotta
2.
save that. We gotta save that.
That's the
We have to
same.
save
Stay tuned, Doc.
all y'all
Just to save
into-
those
but
goodies.
y'all don't follow the same thing she's following, right? Like far as
Cheating.
her beliefs, or how she moves.
Yeah, I'm not sticking around.
You're not sticking around.
I can say truth. I was married before my husband now, and I did stick around after my ex-husband cheated, and it was the biggest mistake I made.
Why you
Because
stayed
I caught him
around?
a second time, and that's when I walked away, and I had to realize at that point that I wanted more, and I felt I was worth more than what he was giving me.
Right.
So that was my thing. You know, Mita has hers.
Yeah, I
have
mean,
mine.
I'm married to a 22-year-old boxer, so
Right.
he's coming into millions of dollars, and he's traveling and doing all these things. He's in every record and on every TV show, on everything. What did I really expect was gonna come with that?
Exactly.
Right.
So do I want, I could say, oh, I'm not dealing with him because he cheating or whatever, and I could leave. And I'm not sitting around saying that I said, oh, here's a condom, go fuck every bitch,
Right, okay,
either.
right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I just know that I wasn't leaving because of it.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we gonna argue, we gonna fight, whatever, but I'm not gonna break up my family because that's who you are. That's what I married.
And like you said, the reality of it, 22-year-old man who getting some money.
You know what?
That's the
And I want to
And,
say
and not only that, a 20-year-old, 22-year-old man's not getting no money is cheating. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
it's just
Exactly.
something you have to deal with.
The 40-year-old man
And
wants money.
22-year-old
Growth and
woman.
getting older, like
Oh,
how that goes.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
All
y'all
men,
male. Stop male bashing around here. And the 22-year-old woman.
You know,
Come on, man. That's a come on man
my
right there.
grandfather had a girlfriend.
You know?
So I just believe that I'm not gonna sit here and say
Right.
it's again my opinion. I just feel like all men have a heavy appetite.
Yeah.
Women do too, though.
No,
absolutely.
Y'all just don't get caught.
I know my little
Y'all just a little more clever. I got some stories, man. Women doing their thing, man. You know what I'm saying? That's episode 3 right there.
Right.
Women doing their thing.
You know what? Look
And
at
don't get caught.
Right.
You know why? I'm gonna tell you why.
But listen,
Real
but
talk.
who
Let me
always
say something.
initiates
Let me
it?
say-
Who
let me say
always
something.
initiates it?
Time out.
The
I don't want to get. Me and Doc, we outnumbered right now. I'm gonna have to call Monte and Homeboy over here. You know what I mean? But here's
Back
the
to
real
boxer
talk.
wives.
I don't want to fight, so I can't box. But here's the situation, right? The situation is this, right? Like
What,
she said.
you guys are
She
initiators,
said about
but-
we're gonna go back to the circus, right? Homie out. We're gonna go back to the circus where y'all the tamer, right? And we the lions, right? So we the lions. We feel we the lions. That our tamer won't cheat on us because we lions. So we think that, you know what? Dude can't get my girl, it's my girl. But I can get all these girls, but dude can't get mine. Lo and behold, a dude got your joint twisted up somewhere, you understand? And you thinking the dude ain't with yours. She out with her girlfriend, but she twisted up with the next dude and come home and, you know, and you ain't paying no attention because you just was with the next chick.
You know
But
what
she
the-
got
you know what
tired
the-
of that.
you know what
So
the
she
difference
did her
is?
thing while you doing your thing.
You know what the
Come on,
difference
let's talk
is?
about it.
Y'all cheat.
That's
just,
real true.
Y'all cheat just because, and we
Right.
we cheat for an emotional reason.
Yeah.
Y'all cheat just because, and we cheat for the lack of.
But y'all don't get caught, is what I'm
Exactly.
saying though.
I mean, I can't help it that our minds work better than yours. So we're usually lacking something why we cheat.
Absolutely.
You guys are usually just cheating.
Yes, Mina.
Well,
yes, I agree to that.
sometimes do
Yes.
cheat for lack of what they ain't
I
getting
mean,
to.
there's always do you know there's always
You know
gonna
what I
be
mean?
a different.
Sometimes dudes cheat for lack too, though.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But the majority.
But the majority,
Yeah, you're right,
exactly.
but the majority
just
majority.
cheat because he can. It's
Right.
men were born with something called ego, and you need your ego fed in order to stand straight and stand tall and walk. You need your ego fed. So yes, maybe your wife isn't feeding your ego as much as she could, and maybe she's not being the 7 women that you need to fulfill your appetite. So you're gonna go off and you're gonna get you some flavors so you can feed your appetite.
Okay, Dr.
Dr. Montana.
Montana. Okay. So, Jalissa, how you doing over here, Jalissa?
Fine, how are you?
I know you got something to say. You the girlfriend over here, you
You
know.
want to ask me?
I want to hear what the girlfriend got to say. We know what the wives are saying, but
Not yet.
what's the girlfriend point of view? I know you got a little something to share.
I think that. Ask me a specific question though. Share what?
We talking about cheating on the man's side and the woman's side.
I
You know,
knew.
specifics and all that type of stuff.
I think that, to be honest, not that I don't care for cheating, but it's not a big deal in the sense it is. I could do what you could do, right? If I'm not satisfying you and you feel like you needed to go somewhere else, then go somewhere else. However, I don't find it a big deal, but I'm not gonna stay. I'm definitely not staying. If something else is catching your attention and something else needs to entertain you, then by all means, go be entertained. I'm not in no competition with anyone. I'm not going to sit here and break my head and, oh, my God, he's not with his boys. I can't. That takes too much energy for me. And if you think you cute, I'm pretty, so.
Oh, wow, okay.
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever been in a relationship where someone hasn't cheated?
I think I'll be naive to be like, yeah, girl, nobody has ever cheated on me. I've been in a relationship where I've never found out about cheating.
Right.
He's never given me that feeling. I never had another woman call me. However, because there was no cheating, does not mean that he wasn't lacking somewhere else.
Right.
So, I mean, I was appreciative, of course, of him not cheating, but what sense does it make not to cheat when you're not affectionate enough? You know, it's always something. So.
This is getting real interesting. We done changed the subject a little bit. It's getting real interesting. So
when
what's
season
You
2?
know one thing I have to say, too, about cheating? It also depends on the relationship. You know, because sometimes people say, well, if he cheats, I'm leaving. You know, like, you don't really know until you with that person and how you feel with that person and everything that you guys been through. Because you could have just had a fantastic relationship. Everything could have been great about the relationship, but here he is. He stepped out. But here he is doing everything else, and you're going to just give all that up for that one step out? You know, so I feel like it depends on how strong the relationship is, you know? But if the relationship is not there, you're going to want to go, of course, because he's lacking in a lot of other categories,
places,
you know? So
that's why I say it's not necessarily like I'm saying, oh, all my men can cheat, but it's not the number one thing on my list that I require from a man. Some people, that's their number one. That's not my number one.
Right.
So season 2, you looking forward to it?
Definitely.
So what you
Well,
gonna
hopefully
spice it up?
season 2, you know, we want season 2 to be on a network. Since this one was digital, we're trying to get season 2 on a network and with a bigger budget and, you know, more women and more scenes.
Okay, like real quick, I want to talk about what we talked about earlier. Like, far as you said, y'all show is like more like mellow, right? Do like the producers or anybody try to come to you to tell you turn it up a little more?
No.
What producers?
Well, anybody
She's the
who
producer.
Well, the
I know that
directors,
you
you mean
direct,
the
director. I'm
directors.
sorry, director. Anyone come to you be like, I think we should spice up a little more. It's kind of, you know, this even kill.
No. I think what we got was natural. If anything, they may just say,
Tone it down.
no, if anything, we may get like, just have more energy. That's about it.
I watch a lot of reality TV shows, you know, because that's my job to, you know, to watch everything, you know, for a lot of things that we're working on, a lot of projects that we got going on. And it's sorry to say, the ones that's winning, the ones that have a little drama so often. You You know, somebody throw a little champagne glass at you, or you know, or hating on it. That's the ones that win. And I don't think they're the best shows, but they get the most views, they get the most ratings. They the ones that keeps the seasons going. The ones that stay cool all the way through, they should be short lived, and I don't think that's cool. But that's what's going on though.
I feel like moving forward in season 2.
I don't see y'all having no real drama because y'all cool.
I feel like with season 2, if with more women, you know,
always gonna be-
it's going to be some. It will be something
That's
because
y'all right.
because you're dealing with different personalities.
Absolutely.
So it's bound to. It's nothing that's going to be planned. It can just be something, and it's
Just happen.
It
So
just
when you-
happen.
When you work together with a bunch of people, no matter what it is, we could be working on a charity event for kids with HIV. If it's 7 of us working on it and everybody has a job, we still gonna argue. It's still gonna be drama. Because people just naturally bump heads, especially when you're at a heightened and everything is like, so we got to get it done, we got to do this, You're gonna bump heads regardless.
Regardless, you're right, because you know that's my partner right there.
And everyone's so
we be
strong,
on the
it's
show.
not an idea, like,
don't talk to me like that.
But you know that's my partner right there, and sometimes he say something, and just because he my man, I'm not gonna agree with him sometimes, and he do the same thing with me. And we do it on the show. We did it several times. Like, come on, Doc, with that bull. Come on, man. And people be like, but we ain't playing. We for real. That's the way we are in the street, and we keep it real here.
So
It's been several
imagine-
times. So I know
so
what you're saying is true.
Imagine, okay, so when you know
Yeah.
someone, when you know someone,
Yeah.
you know what their temperature is. You know what ticks them off and whatever, right? When you don't know someone, you don't know how far I'm gonna go, and I don't know how far you gonna
Right.
go. So now we're gonna test each other because we don't know each other and we really don't care.
Right.
So when you know somebody and that's your people's, you're gonna hold your tongue a little more than you will hold it with somebody that you don't
Absolutely.
know.
And I think
So my question is, so season 2, y'all gonna add people?
Definitely.
And you're gonna keep the same people. Everybody's going. So it's gonna be.
I mean,
get
it
bigger.
depends on who's available, who's around.
Right, I got you. It makes sense. Yeah.
So
yeah.
y'all all made the show. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Ain't
man.
cutting into y'all. She ain't
And
proud.
and we appreciate everybody
And
coming.
Mona
too.
Scott,
That's real
they said Mona Scott, they said she sent her assistant out there and be like, yo, what are you doing? You doing something full time? 'Cause that might be good for you. They said she be having people shook, thinking they ain't coming back for the next season. So she said y'all coming back.
I mean, you know, a lot of shooting and any project is about. It's not just about what we feel, but it's about what they have going on in their life. So we could sit here and say that it's all going to happen this way, but she might meet somebody and move to Dubai and get pregnant, or like you just never know what somebody's availability.
existence, baby.
I'm just saying, you just never know what somebody's availability is going to be, or where they're at in their life, or they may give themselves to God and be like, we really don't want to do this no more.
Right,
You
or
just
which
really
angle
can
it
never
will go.
say
Right.
what is what until
Right.
it happens.
And
You
I
know what I'm
think,
saying?
like you were saying with the drama, I think naturally we're all strong females. That it's not scripted and nobody is getting at each other now being catty. We're all grown, you know. We all have kids. Everybody is in their place. But like she said, naturally, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get the attitudes. You're gonna get the disagreements. You're gonna get, you know. I don't think the fake fighting and the cursing at each other and the throwing drinks, and if it's two strong personalities, y'all gonna get the picture. Y'all gonna get how serious it is, you know.
And just because you don't see something don't mean it's not there.
That's true. But at the end of the day, also, at the end of the day, also is like you said, it's all about availability. A lot of stuff that you see on camera is you don't know what happened behind the scenes. They make it look easy once you edit it and you put it together, but behind the scenes, like Mita was talking about, she's the executive producer. It was a lot of work, and she don't want that job on the next season. She wants somebody else to do it. That was work to bring this thing together. You know what I'm saying? So I know.
Pretty much. I mean, I didn't really have to do much of it again because it's a smaller cast. But you know how it really works is like, for instance, I may have a conversation with Cindy, and you know I might be like, you know, you don't like red. She might be like, I don't like red, and I hate how women look in red. You know what I'm saying? And then I might see Shaniqua, and she might have red on, and I'd be like, you know, Cindy says she don't like that red, right? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Right. But it really happened.
Right. You go from one thing to the next.
You just pushed it on. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So when they get on camera on all those shows, it's really real.
Yeah.
what's going on in between them on the screen. It's just that somebody connected A and B.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's true.
So we need y'all to give the social media links of where people can find the show.
The show is on Bossip, BOSSIP, Bossip.com. You can also find it on YouTube.com.
Yeah, social media links.
My social media, well, Boxer Wives social media is at Boxer, BOXER Wives, WIVES at Boxer Wives. And my social media handle is at Wonder Woman 0, WONDAWOMAN 0, Wonder Woman 0. And that's IG, Facebook, and Twitter.
My Instagram is at Jalissa, JYLISSA _Lali, LALI.
Hello.
I'm getting mine.
Come back.
My Instagram is sarcastic_Shah, sarcastic SARKASTIK _Shah SHA.
That's the controversial one. I told you,
Right, mine is
sarcastic,
real
huh?
simple. Mine is at Miss2773.
Real simple. So
Very
what about the
simple.
fellas? Y'all want to come?
Y'all got some
we
social
can't
media
even
links?
we can't even tell you to keep yours short because even the IG handle
We
is
can't leave the
that long.
fellas out, man.
It's
Yeah, mine is the Barrett VIP group.
Underscore.
The ambassador. You gotta-
Everything is
You gotta, again, Barrett VIP group _ the ambassador. All right?
All right. All right.
Got it.
All right.
So mine's is mad easy. I'm so Brooklyn _Blizz.
There it is.
And of course Zab is at Zab Judah.
I want to say one thing to y'all, right, before y'all go. It's like, I brought Doc, he saw it too, though, but I had mentioned to him, I said, man, look, I said, yo, I sent Mita the flyer, and all of them posted it. You know what I'm saying? All of them posted. It's like, you know, when you about your business, you know, and ain't nobody got to come get behind you or tell you your post and all that, because, you know, we trying to do that so your viewers can see, your fans, your future fans and all that. It's all about branding, you know. And we have, you know, we just have some people that we had a little trouble with. But I said, damn, all of them posted,
Yeah.
and I appreciate y'all for doing that, you know.
No problem.
At the end of the day, Boxer Wives. You want y'all to support Boxer Wives.
Before we log off, right? I need y'all to go because last week, and I'm gonna pump this every show. We have GoFundMe for the church. They're trying to close down in Harlem, that new Mount Zion Church. So y'all go to the Beat 139 GoFund or the Beat 139. Dollar sign the Beat 139. You know, donations help keep this church open because they're trying to close it by the end of January. So if y'all want to donate, y'all could donate that to the new Mount Zion Church. Also subscribe, follow Boxing Wives, and support that. Boxer Wives, you know, support this. You know, they doing big
That's
things
another
out
group
there.
of girls.
And I just want to say, you guys,
That didn't make
lovely,
it.
beautiful energy. I look forward to the new series. And can you please tell them what's your #1 podcast?
The Beat.
139.
There you go, Harlem. Harlem, stand up. There it is. Okay, great job.